The Commission of Kishbe Rohan. The Primarch Gabriel, the palatial god, came to Morio in Japan, and he sought out the one named Kishbe Rohan. He made unto him a behest. Hail, Rohan! Thou art a stranger renowned in this land, and even beyond it. But I cometh to thee, at the command of the most holy foundation of Speedwagon, lords of man. For thou art known as of the powers of thy spirit, though to few dost thou disclose it. If thou wouldst render unto me a depiction of a devil, who nameth unto himself the Homo Spaghettis, thy recompense shall be plentiful, and sufficient to see to thy needs. Perceiving the emergence of a great evil, even as Gabriel elucidateth him of it, thus spake Kishbe Rohan. Greetings, friend. Though I know thee not, I know the seal of thy society, and to the writ of Speedwagon I will pay obeisance. I shall answer his bidding. Now he rendered with his spirit unto Gabriel the likeness of the fiend. And Gabriel did payeth unto Rohan 13 and 700 shekels of gold. Gabriel pursueth an apparition. Now, the reason for Gabriel's commission of Rohan was that he could display to the public the countenance of the apparition, and he bade all to shew unto it aversion. Now he indeed did come unto it, and he declared, Avaunt, thou devil! Wherefore dost thou scampereth from the Empyrean? Knoweth thee not that thou encroachest into the dominion of man, and art subject to his dictates? But then Gabriel did perceiveth the fiend's intimations. Thou appearest to my mighty servant of he. What shall I rather say unto thee? Desirest thou to know the ruin of oblivion? And then the devil did attempt to work unto Gabriel Blackstar his power. At this, Gabriel rebuked the devil. Thy devices are spent, and thy puissance is but impotent unto me. Be thee gone. And Gabriel did vanquish the Homo Spaghettis with even a whim, for he holdeth inviolable to his faith the purpose of Speedwagon. Speedwagon speaketh with his charges. Speedwagon did at length appear to his primarchs, and even many others at once. For ill tidings he did declare to them, My servants faithful, rest ye not, even as thou hearest of the deeds of Gabriel, for I bid for thy vigilance, and I truly warn thee. Tumultuous is now the Empyrean, for therein is no peace. And if thou should gaze into the aether, thou wilt espy envious the enemy, for they hateth my aegis. Be thou not afraid, for I, thy lord Speedwagon, doth grant ye refuge. And know ye faithful, even the least, and even the mightiest, art elect of my will, and inseparable from my grace. Know ye not that I shieldeth from me the remainder, even as thou strivest against the least of evils? For truly, I tell you, thou wilt desirest never to look upon the enemy without, nor will I suffer such a thing. But be glad that thou art of my covenant, and I bid ye to abide ever in my confidence. The multitudes of those in service to his foundation held vigils on that and the subsequent nights, and didst meditate upon the words he duly hath imparted. Speedwagon nameth America the land promised. Speedwagon spake unto JOJO, and didst reveal his foresight and the nature of his design. Behold the sea, a man ne'er has been crossed, though the Northmen came close. And will ye now to know, beyond that sea is another land, a half of this world sundered. In due time the name of that place shall be America, and others beside. May it become my greatest fortress, for upon it shall bestride the states of my covenant, in the north Cascadia, the forerunner of my dominion, in the east the Union atoned, inheritors of the Magnus of man, and in the south Texas, wherein even I shall dwell for a time, for there lieth the great wealth, the impetus of man. So hold in thee longing for that place, while I thy lord Speedwagon shall take thy descendants to dwell there where the time is right. And even as JOJO knew not what he had heard, he did committeth to parchment the words of the spirits, for he held him dear to his faith. Of the perpetuals. From the annals of man there cometh a paltry few, whose constitution is immortal, and verily dieth not. Of these some few abideth in the service of Speedwagon, thy lord. The Primarch Jones Artemis, foremost among them, who secured unto the family Joestar, even as John livest. Also there is Dante Whitestar, doomsman of Speedwagon, and Gabriel Blackstar, unchanging ever, never changing. Then there is Aurelian, who at the willing of Speedwagon guideth mortal men, even as powers kings and states ephemeral didst persecution unto their subject. Joseph the Ageless is counted nearly among them, though latterly deathless he is, for he was slain, even he didst battle with Dio. A Psalm to Speedwagon. O Speedwagon, my lord, mighty art thou that smitest thy enemies. O Speedwagon, my lord, lordly art thou that commandeth thy servants. O Speedwagon, my lord, wealthy art thou that giveth in plenty. O Speedwagon, my lord, kingly art thou, for the crown of terror is thine. The stars beyond the firmament art like unto myriad eyes, for they gazeth unto us. The depth of the sea is like unto an abyss, for in there dwelleth abominations. The width of the world is like unto a battleground, for on it blood shall be spilt. The ancient tree of history is like unto a mind-killer, for much of it is unhallowed. Meek art we, thy faithful, for only by thee have we puissance. Unabated are the terrors of the world, for endless is annihilation. Thirsty art we who partake, for we longest for thy return. Restless is the tempest of the Empyrean, for in it dwelleth powers. O Speedwagon, master of man, granteth unto us thy armor, for we art weak. O Speedwagon, Lord faithful, deliver us from the darkness, for it we fear. Speedwagon converseth with Santana. The cadaver of Santana, the first man in the pillar, even after he was slain by Joseph, was brought to a fortress of Speedwagon in Washington. Speedwagon bade his servants illumine Santana's remains ever in such a light as unto the sun, which kept it like unto the substance of stone, and sealed it in a chamber under watch and lock of key. Now Speedwagon did perceivest the mind of Santana, which thinkest even as his flesh lay in the pretence of death. And Speedwagon did converse with it. He quoth, Why hast thou done this? For I perceive thy mettle to be far beyond man's, yet thy passion is naive, like unto a child's. Wherefore hast thee taken up thy arms against my son? For verily, even thou must know such a thing futile. Then with but a mere intimation of staring, Santana quoth back to him, Mercy, O Lord of man, I have but abided in my nature, and what thou seest to be malice is but my instinct to feed, and to sustain myself, but now I scorn my own folly. But Speedwagon replied, Nay, thou speakest with the words of men, but thy heart hath not man's spirit. Thou speakest of thine instinct, but such a thing in the eye of man is but tantamount to evil and malice, verily. So in truth this is thy nature. Thou hast condemned thyself. Then Speedwagon spake no longer with him, and had his servants seal the prison that held Santana forever. Santana seeketh to sway Jones Artemis to mercy. Speedwagon called Artemis to him, and he saith, My faithful, in thy puissance I have great confidence, and to thee and thee alone I grant leave to speaketh with Santana, for much is yet unknown to the erudites in our employ. But hark! Suffer not aught else to come into his proximity, for he is a mind-killer, and hath the signs sufficient to corrupt the spirit of noble men as unto a thrall. Then Artemis did courtesy unto him, and replied she, As thou wishest, Lord, and she did go into the prison of Santana. Now, even with the superlative psionic might of Artemis, she felt the heft of being nigh Santana, for his unholy ancientry has gathered unto him much wicked might. Santana spake then to Artemis, Thou art not a man, nor verily a woman of that race. What art thou but similar to me? Wherefore dost thou serveth unto that lord of man, exceeding mighty though he is? His mortal charges art not. Why dost thou declare for such a transient enterprise? Then Artemis replied, even as her mind strivest to combat him, Thy words are poisoned serpent. Thou feignest ignorance, but thou hast dearest truly the might of man. I have declared for him, for truly he is the way, and with him man shall ever falter not. Even if thou overcometh me, and exude thy bondage, thou shalt find no mercy, for his word, even Sol Invictus itself shall bend to him, and come verily to destroy thee. But again Santana spoke, Foolish art thou, woman, wherefore dost thou bend thy knee to any? Free me, and we shall be like unto masters of the air and the earth. At this, Artemis went into a discourse of prayer. O Lord of man, Speedwagon, giveth unto me thy might, for the darkness is evil. Dwelleth in me thy spirit, for the adversary is mighty. Then, even as Jones Artemis finished her prayer, Speedwagon himself appears in the chamber. Then Artemis knelt and quoth, Lord, thee I have failed. But Speedwagon bade her stand and saith, Nay, child, thy power hast availed thee. Seest thee not that thy mind hath withstood the devices of the enemy? My faith in thee is good and unbroken. As for thee, Santana, it is true even as my child quoth. Knowest thee not that even the sun is my servant? Then Santana ceased speaking for a great while. Wave of the sea. Lo, seest thou such horrors of the depths? The enemy cometh from also within, for they seeketh to supplant the sovereignty of Speedwagon. Lo, Brooklyn did cease the sight, so didst Rosemary. Henry King Righteous was with them, yet he saw it not. The enemy beckons, thinketh itself mighty, and feedeth of fear, for it grafteth unto the minds of men. Seest Speedwagon the beast? Surely for he sees all, but he wishes us stand, for long now is our rearing. Saw ye the black hand? From the waves of the sea cometh, and beckons as one mocking unto a friend. Fear ye his stature? For it may clothe leviathans like unto its prey. How then shalt we contend with those like unto it, save by the spirit, and by therefore its attrition? In the conflict there is no respite, for annihilation endless rages. Ave Speedwagon, Rex Dominus, Gloria in excelsis Texas.